Today we want to talk about more of the community of Altos de Cazuca and neighborhood in the community of Suacha on the outskirts of Bogota, where for a long time and today it was considered an invasion zone. Is not an official neighborhood of the city that is being a displaced and marginalized neighborhoods. Um, in this community, all type of institutions have a lot of projects to improve and take services for this community, but many projects seek to satisfy in the short term with the basic needs for the people with difficulties in this community. Despite being successful and necessary projects in society, we consider that other priorities such as education should be considered more important when carry out this type of projects. Over the time, many projects help improve the quality of life and the services that the community have access, but education was never a priority for this community. That's why in 2012, the United Nations High Commission for the Refugees and the Mayor Office called to create a new project that covers the right that we all must have. I consider that a large part of the neighborhood population was displaced from the Colombian armed conflict. Um, they had not received any type of school service or training in any area. That's being essential for the optimal development of the young people. People vulnerable to poverty and without access to education are more likely to be forced recruited by illegal groups or to participate in illegal activities like to psychoactive substances. Knowing this vulnerability creates the need to go the root of the problem, which is the lack of education in this community, and attack it directly with the creation of a school in the sector that improve the development of this community and take opportunities for the future of the persons in this neighborhood.
Before entering the Altos de Cazuca neighborhood, the support of the internal community was necessary. In other words, a series of workshops were held to get closer to the community and explain what was necessary in order to achieve harmony among all the parties involved. Within this conversation, the UNHCR sought to explain the long-term benefits of the educating children and young people. In addition, it was essential to insist a good use of the facilities so that they last over time and more children can benefit from them. Meanwhile, other agencies were developing other types of activities and projects to cover the different needs of this marginalized neighborhood. As a community that has suffered a lot from the armed conflict, they have never considered the possibility of accessing an education that will allow them to seek a better future. Because of this, there was a good acceptance of the project by the community, as they got hope and a possibility to have a better life quality. Apart from this, just having an educational institution, the program also promoted a recreational and educational activities such as the workshop for parents called Commitment, Love and Joy are the engines of life.
During the following year, the project was implemented. ACNUR was considered highly successful and it allowed the community to take a big step towards a better future for the residents of the neighborhood. The construction of the school ended in 2013. The success story of the Altos de Cazuca neighborhood shows us the importance of investing in the education of vulnerable communities, as this will allow them to have better opportunities in the future, just as food and housing projects that are intended to solve short-term problems. It is necessary to attend to those projects that change people's lives in the medium and long term, such as education. The implementation of this type of project really has a huge impact on children and young people, as it becomes the reason why they end up away from bad paths and get ahead in the future. However, it's our duty to ask ourselves, what future do we want for the youth of these vulnerable communities?